Hi, I'm Ashley. I work for the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, and these are my boys Sullivan and Austin. And today we wanted to share with you an Artistic Creations video, and we also wanted to tell you about something that you'll see when you visit the museum. At the museum, we have an exhibit about the Washington apple industry, and it tells a history about how Wenatchee became known as the apple capital of the world. And one of our favorite parts is the 1920s working apple sorting line that we have in the exhibit. And it even features a working catapult to sort the apples. So that's really fun. Our artistic creation lesson today is inspired by apples, and it's inspired by Vasily Kandinsky, who is a Russian painter, and he is known for being a pioneer in abstract art. And today's lesson, we are using this painting of his that is a color study, squares with concentric circles, and he used watercolor and crayons, and so that's what we're going to do too. So in today's lesson, we are going to do apples instead of circles for the apple industry. And you just need to use the link below to print this off on cardstock or watercolor paper. And you also need crayons, a black and a white crayon, and some watercolors. Are you guys ready?
Let's go!
Come on. All right, once you have all your supplies started, you are going to start by taking your black crayon and tracing the grid lines and the apples on your page. So we're just going to go through all of these, and we're just going to put black on all the parts of that are already black on your page. What we're doing in this technique is called a wax resist watercolor. So our wax is the crayon. All right, once you've got all your black outlines done, you're going to take your white crayon, and Kandinsky did a lot of art with shapes and designs. So we are going to use the white, and you're not going to see it very well, but add different patterns inside of your apples. So here I might do some zigzag lines, maybe 2 or 3 of them. On this one, I'm going to do maybe an inner circle with a couple outer circles outside of it. Just each one do something different. This one, I think I'm going to put some polka dots on. And for each apple, just put a different design in. You can do triangles, different triangles. You can do stripes or hearts. And just use your white crayon to put marks on the page.
Are we gonna color them in ways when we paint?
That's right, Sullivan. So when we paint, it's called watercolor resist. So when we put the watercolors on, then the colors will not go where we put the crayon, where we put the wax. So wax resist means stop. Resist is to stop it. So the wax stops the paint from absorbing in that spot. So we are creating a resist. You can do spirals and squiggly lines, horizontal, diagonal, or straight up and down. Do whatever you feel like will work best. You could do stars, whatever kind of design you want. Right, next we are going to start painting with watercolor, and before we start I'm going to add a little bit of water to our tray here. This is just a handy spot to keep a little water. We could get the water directly into the paint, but I don't want to get it too muddy, so I'm just going to put some water over here in our tray to dip in when we need some water. We don't want to use too much water, even though it's watercolors, because we don't want to get really muddy with our paper and get it too wet, and then we might get a hole in it. So what we're going to do is paint the background a color, and we're going to paint inside in kind of a circular pattern, 3 different colors. And then each background, I'm going to make sure that none of the backgrounds that touch each other are the same color, so we can get lots of different colors next to each other. So I'm going to start maybe with an orange background here, and I'm just going to put a little watercolor in the orange back here. And we also have a little bowl of water just to rinse our paintbrush off if it gets really too colorful between colors, because we don't want to mix our colors in the palette. So we want to keep that clean. But if I rinse off here, I'm going to dab it on my paper towel just to make sure it's not too wet before I put it in the next color. So I'm going to do an orange background there, and so I think I'm going to do red next for my outside circle here. And then I'm going to get some blue.
My watercolors are still going in the crayon. What's that?
I think you'll see the pattern when it dries. So as it dries, you'll see the watercolor pull away, and then you'll see your pattern come through.
Oh, okay.
So the colors are going to kind of blend together a little bit. Now I'm ready to move on to the next box. So we just keep going on like this with a different color background and the 3 different color circles inside, and then I painted this Sims brown, and then I'm painting the leaf the same color as I do the center circle in my apple. But you can play with it and just make sure that you use lots of color in lots of different places. joining us in this Artistic Creations lesson. We hope you had as much fun as we did, and we hope you visit us at the museum. We're open Tuesdays through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., and you can come and check out the apple industry exhibit and learn more about the apple industry in our region and see that working apple catapult sorting line. Bye! Bye.